Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern fan channel. So, a major update today from the whole Kai Havertz situation from the one and only Christian Falk. I mean, Chelsea fans over the last few weeks have basically been acting like this is the most credible journalist ever, the best guy ever, and then he says something that they don't like, and all of a sudden, it's not news, Christian Falk. That's exactly what Falk is about. He says things that are very obvious, and he makes them out to be news. I said it yesterday when no one else did. I basically said exactly what he said here today. So update Kai Havertz and Chelsea. Havertz wants to leave Leverkusen already this summer because the club has not qualified for the Champions League. So that's a big reason why he's leaving. Because of that, it would be important for Chelsea to qualify for the Champions League to convince him. People think Havertz is signing for Chelsea already as we speak. They think there's negotiations. There hasn't been a bid. Why do you think that is? I think Havertz wants Champions League football. I think, why would he have left Leverkusen so quick? First of all, because they didn't get Champions League. The Premier League has a top 4 race. So does the Bundesliga. And guess who faltered in the last minute? That would be Leverkusen. Leverkusen were 4th. Mönchengladbach were 5th. And somehow they got down and now they're 5th. Which means they won't get Champions League. And that's something that you just have to look at and say that's a reason why Havertz won't stay an extra year. But then why would he go to Chelsea if they don't get Champions League? And a lot of Chelsea fans think, you know what, we'll get Champions League. Well, look at the performance yesterday. Is that a Champions League team? First of all, you could get Champions League, but how the hell do you deserve it? You can't deserve with that performance, but you still have to play Norwich City, which they're a relegation team, so you should probably just slap them up. You have to play Liverpool on the 22nd, which is going to be a tough game. If you don't win that, you're out of the top 4 because Leicester City have an easier run. And you have to play Wolves on the last day of the season, which is an even harder game considering Wolves also want top 4 or even just the top 6. They want Europa League. And if Leicester City are already in there and if Man United are already in there, and it's not like you're in the top 4 guaranteed now, because if Leicester win against Bournemouth and United win against, all of a sudden I take an interest in the Premier League top 4 race. I've never looked at this interested in this. I've never cared. But Leicester beat Bournemouth today. All of a sudden they're 3rd guaranteed above you, 2 points above you. 3, I think. Obviously 3 because they would get a 3-point advantage and they're 1 point behind you now. So 3 points above you Leicester would be. No, there would be 2 points. And then Man United play Southampton tomorrow. And if they win that, they're all of a sudden just miraculously in 4th position. Which would mean that you would need to win every single game, essentially, to keep yourself in there. One bad performance can happen. What do you mean don't get cocky? I'm not the one drawing games. My team ain't doing that. My team is not doing that. If Chelsea loses 3-0 against Sheffield United, then they won't beat Wolves and Liverpool. Come on, Liverpool are at Anfield, man. They're not going to want to lose that game. Why would Liverpool want to lose? They want to take that energy, especially last game of the season against a big team like Chelsea. They're going to take that energy and assert themselves. And you're telling me, Liverpool are going to want to slap you up. I'm sorry, okay? Look. What if Man United just go on a losing streak or Leicester City go on a losing streak? Well, let's look at this. Last game of the season, Leicester City versus Manchester United. By then, we should have a clear idea of who could get top 4 and who couldn't. But Chelsea's playing Wolves. Wolves could actually slap you up. And if both Leicester and Man United draw, or if Leicester loses and you lose to Wolves, with that type of performance that you had yesterday against Sheffield United, who had been dropping off anyways, I think Chelsea won't get top 4. And you'll be playing Liverpool a few days before that. And Wolves will be playing an easier team in... Who are they going to be playing? Wolves will be playing Crystal Palace. So, that's what I mean. We're hoping Chelsea doesn't get top 4 because it means that Kai Havertz stays at Leverkusen for an extra year. What do you expect me to come here and say? Oh, Kai Havertz could still go to Chelsea. Chelsea could still... No, it just says... Christian Falk, your trusted journalist, who you all love referring me to, who Fabrizio Romano has been working on this story with, has just said Kai Havertz wants to leave Leverkusen. mainly because they didn't qualify for the Champions League, but now Chelsea aren't qualifying for it potentially, and therefore he'll stay at Leverkusen for an extra year, which means Bayern Munich will get him next year on a freaking simple transfer. And that's where we're at. That's the world right now. We will potentially sign Kai Havertz next year if he doesn't leave Leverkusen. Obviously, we will. There's no other team that can actually just go in for him. That's next year is really the year where Bayern will actually want Havertz. And we've all made that clear. Our board has made that clear. Every single person at the club has made that clear. That next year is the year we want Kai Havertz. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge just said we won't bid for Havertz this year. So we're out of the race. I'm not saying we're in the race. Of course, I'd like us to, if Chelsea were able to go in, I'd like us to last minute just do something. But it's not going to happen. But we're hoping that Chelsea lose games. We're hoping it happens. We're hoping certain things happen. Are you saying Chelsea won't get Champions League? It's exactly what I'm saying, Destiny. I'm hoping they don't, but I'm saying they won't. But our board doesn't seem to be interested. What do you mean our board doesn't seem to be interested? It's all they talk about. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge just said Bayern will not bid for Havertz this year. Would like to have him stay at Leverkusen for an extra year. That's exactly him saying we're interested in him, but we can't afford him this year, or we don't want to sign him this year because of the financial impetus it puts on the club. So that's exactly where we're at, the situation now. So I think what's going to happen is Kai Havertz will stay at Leverkusen if Chelsea don't get Champions League. I mean, he could still leave, to be fair, but I think he'll stay at Leverkusen and he'll join Bayern next year. So, I mean, seriously, what if Havertz actually stays at Leverkusen? And also, to Chelsea fans, look, this isn't me disrespecting your club. This is me actually asking a genuine question. Why do you need Havertz? You need center backs, a goalkeeper. You need a right back. You need a left back. Why aren't you focused on that? Because I'm going to tell you this now. Havertz, some of you don't even watch the guy play. Havertz and Ziyech are very similar. Not, maybe Havertz is just a bit more mobile and faster and maybe a better dribbler, right? Maybe better technique. Havertz is just a better version of Ziyech in every single way. That's it. Ziyech and Havertz aren't that different. Left foot, like to do that cross switch pass. Maybe Ziyech is more on the crossing side and Havertz is more on the, Ziyech probably has better vision. Havertz probably just has better passing technique. You know what I mean? It's just, they're so mixed. So they can both play on the same channels. Go look at who scored. Look at Ajax's average positions on the pitch. Ziyech is playing in the exact same spot that Kai Havertz wants to operate in. So you're going to have a situation where maybe Havertz is on the right and Ziyech is in the middle. But Ziyech is pulling in into that right-hand channel. If you watch Bayern Munich versus Ajax, go do it. Ziyech stays in that right channel. He's not actually moving very much. He stays in that right-hand side channel. And then the wingers of Ajax tuck inside anyways. And then he's the midfielder. And then the winger stays very wide. But he's in that right-hand side channel. And they don't really have a cam. And then he plays. He maneuvers. He's like the guy that creates stuff. So Havertz is the exact same way. So I'm very confused why you're looking for the same player. Or you're not even looking. You already got Ziyech. Is Ziyech going to be on the bench? No, he's actually a very good player. Why would he be on the bench? Why would he go to Chelsea to be on the bench when he could have just stayed at Ajax and still be winning Eredivisie and competing for the Champions League? They're not going to win it though, but that's what I mean. So going to Chelsea meant he had to have been pretty much guaranteed a starting position. And is he going to be a cam or a right winger? Because if he is any of them, he's still going to occupy the same spaces Havertz wants to occupy. I'm going to look at Hakim Ziyech now. And I guarantee you it's the exact same thing I've been telling you here. People think I'm trying to hate on Chelsea by saying Hakim Ziyech and Havertz are pretty much very similar. Ziyech, if you look, plays on the right. And then there's Van de Beek. Van de Beek sometimes is literally acting like a right winger with Sergino Dest. They play sometimes a 4-2-3-1. And Ziyech is playing on the right in that same position. I'm going to look at one match. Ajax versus Heerenveen. Let's look at that one. So, let's look at the average positions. And what do you know? Hakim Ziyech is exactly where I told you he'd be. On that right-hand side, right channel right there. He's even closer to the freaking... He's literally on paper as a right wing. You see, that's what I mean. You can't... Are you watching North London? I'll watch it when I care. But this is just more interesting to me. Ben Chilwell and Declan Rice is who. Yeah, they should be making other people their priority, and that's where I'm confused with Chelsea. It just doesn't make any sense for you to be looking for more attacking midfielders when you have all these attacking midfielders. Havertz looks better in red. Exactly, he looks better in red. You just be switching the logos, switching the style, the color of red, the shade. That's it. I've been watching Camavinga. He's okay. He's good. I wouldn't mind getting him if we miss Havertz. Well, they're not the same players, are they? That's like me getting a right back when I need a goalkeeper. Of course, getting a right back is good, but you should probably need a goalkeeper first. You should probably do that first. Destiny, madman. Why am I mad? Why am I mad? Why am I the one mad? Mount is not creative. Oh, but Ziyech is, and they play the exact same way as Havertz. So what's the problem? I don't understand. I'm actually just confused. Will Sane play for Bayern? No, he can't, Rajan. He can't because he needs to have registered for the squad. That's not English. He needs to have registered for the squad way before this. So there's something that they need. So he needs to basically have been registered in February. That was the deadline from UEFA. But they will allow. Wait. Didn't a UEFA think? No, that was the Women's Champions League where players that transferred could still be registered. But that's not the Men's Champions League, obviously. I didn't even know there was a Women's Champions League. And that's not even me being disrespectful. I actually didn't know. Thanks to all of you for not telling me. That's a very good thing. So, you know what? I do really hope Chelsea don't get top 4 now. I really don't. Because it would be so funny. I would love it if they don't get top 4. Because Havertz definitely won't come then. I don't know why he even joined, considering Leverkusen would still be in the Europa League just as Chelsea. And in my opinion, Leverkusen aren't that big off of Chelsea, in terms of playing squad. Well, club-wise and size, Chelsea's a billion times bigger than Leverkusen. But on the pitch, they're not that different. They're, both going to get to a final here and there with the same squad. And but Chelsea are obviously going to probably buy a billion players and get to where they need to be. They're the highest spending team since 2000. So they have money to want to spend. But like I said, Havertz wants to leave Leverkusen because they didn't qualify for the Champions League. So why would he go to Chelsea to go play in the same competition? It just doesn't make any sense unless he just has this miraculous need for Chelsea, which he doesn't. The kid just looks like he's more humble, just doesn't care that much about attention. So that's where I'm interested. By the way, thank you all so much for 1,500 subscribers. That's a big, big milestone. I do appreciate each and every single person that has been on it. I mean, there is a hope for Chelsea, though, is that City's ban gets upheld. And that's hopefully not going to happen now because we need Chelsea off. Top 4 predictions, in your opinion? Well, for the Premier League, I think it's going to be Manchester United in 3rd, Leicester City in 4th, and then City and Liverpool above everyone else, obviously. So that's where we're at. Napoli will beat Barcelona. There is something that I probably would say. Are you available tonight? No, absolutely not. Top 4 predictions, in your opinion, in the Premier League. So those are my predictions. I would like Leverkusen to win the Europa League. Of course, I want it too, but they're not. I mean, we call them Neverkusen for a reason, because they will never Neverkusen, and that's the thing. They just don't do it. Okay, I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. Because here's the situation. It's just not it. What am I even talking about? Oh, Leverkusen winning the nah. It won't happen. We always hope something in there can probably happen, but it's not gonna happen. Europa League is ours. Yeah, Manchester United will win now. Nah. Look how United are playing, man. So saucy. I love that. I love when teams play good football, because at the end of the day, I'm a football fan. I'm a football fan, then I'm a Bayern fan. Some people are just like, Bayern, the only club that exists. They don't even look at other teams or other leagues. Some people, mostly Prem fans, just look at the Premier League. Actually, no, all top 5 League fans do this. Just look at their league and that's it. That's the end all and be all. But I look at everything. I look at football. And Man United entertain me, man. I can't lie. They entertain me. I like how they play. He's coming to Chelsea. So let me get this straight, Glenn. Kelly, because that's your name. So you're basically saying you don't need... you're saying he's coming to Chelsea. You're saying Bayern can't afford him. And you're saying Bundesliga is crap. So you're saying you're looking for a player worth 100 million that you're going to pay, but he's playing in a crap league. So why the hell do you want him? That's my question. I'm actually very confused. Why you want a player that plays in a crap league? That just wouldn't make any sense, because you'd just be buying a crap player. In fact, you'd be buying a player that's inflating his stats due to the fact that he's in a crap league. So I just don't understand that logic from you. It's just so stupid. Alfredo Padula's tweeted right now, Chelsea has planned to sell. I don't care. I don't care how they're financing it. I don't care. Pogba was ridiculously good, but most people will use his attitude as a reason to not rate his ability. Dang. That's perfect. I think people love doing that. They'll say, oh, Pogba's lazy, but he covers the most ground for Manchester United. He gets in the most duels. It just doesn't make any sense. Bundesliga crap league, get Chelsea buying Werner and want to buy Havertz. Seems logical. Exactly, that's my question. You know, why? How are you going to buy crap players then? So basically Chelsea are a crap team now. Because, I'm pretty sure Pulisic came from Dortmund too. So you basically have a whole, an attack of farmers, a midfield of farmers, and a defense of farmers. Because Rudiger came from the Farmers League too. But he's crap, so I know he's crap. You want him because how can he be a great player, Kelly, if he's in the Farmers League? It just doesn't make any sense. Because technically everything he does is useless because he's in the Farmers League. I don't understand that logic. Yeah, Greenwood looks like a baller. He is a baller. I hate the fact that Bayern aren't playing, man. I'm not enjoying this. Chelsea also wanted Sancho at some point. Yeah, that's true. How many attacking miss do you need? We don't have any, man. We don't have any other than Muller, and we need another one. So I don't understand that logic. Coutinho on loan, he's bad, of course. See, that's where I'm at. You want to watch the band? Okay, good luck, Sachin. That's gonna be an interesting match. I do think so. Muller's the only one. That is true. Muller is the only one that we have. So that's basically it. So at the end of the day, let's look and see what happens. You know, we're hoping that Chelsea don't get top 4, which would mean that Kai Havertz would stay at Leverkusen for an extra year, which would mean that Bayern would have an open path to getting him next year. Because there's no way Chelsea getting a convincing package next year when Bayern want him and will pay for him. So that's what's going to happen. Maybe we even get him on a cheap... Oh, that would be so funny. Imagine he waits an extra year and we give Leverkusen like 60 million. Oh, that would be so funny. You know what's going to happen though next year? If we sign Havertz for maybe 90 million euros or 80 million euros, our entire squad is almost that. So that'd be funny if, one player pretty much doubles that. That'd be annoying. But it would be still very interesting to see what happens with that. So, yeah, let's see what happens in the next couple of days. I need to pull on the derby. I need AFTV to be annoyed today. So I'll pull it on while I'm watching it. And how's everyone doing, by the way, without Bayern? I'm actually very annoyed. I woke up a couple of days ago feeling like Bayern lost the game. So the entire day I felt weird. It was very annoying. Muller has at least 2 more years, of course. We don't need Havertz. I mean, of course, you can say that. Did we need Sane? We had Perisic we could have kept. We had Gnabry who had 7-8 years on him. You don't need any player if you look at it. If you really look at it, you don't need to sign anyone. Oh, Pavard's always fit, so we don't need a backup right back. He'll always be fit. That's a great question. That really is a poor way of viewing it, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, so I felt like someone just fast forward time. Take me to the 8th, the 7th of August. Just take me to that time, man, because I need to see. Havertz is a perfect replacement for Muller in the future. Of course he is. We're arguing again, aren't we? Can we relax now? Look, it's a Sunday. I'm trying to go to church in heaven, so just relax with the, constant barraging of attacks. Right? Let's relax. Let's just chill, Netflix and chill, and let's relax. Wow, David Luiz already making an error in the first 10 seconds. Wow, interesting. What a player he is. Seriously, I do think Bayern should go in. I mean, should we go in for Havertz if Chelsea got top 4? Maybe Bayern are just confident that Chelsea won't. Alright. Sheffield United, welcome to the 3-0 club. Seriously, Chelsea are going to wear that kit. Oh my god. That is some banter kit right there. We're probably just going to score 30 goals on them. Just to... I think Bayern slapped Chelsea 3-0 to the point where they just slapped the new shirt sponsor to try and represent that result. That was absolutely crazy. I think, what Bayern did to Chelsea was crazy. Because now they got a whole kit representing us. Representing that scoreline. Saprit Singh, really? Look, Sud Curve Munchen. I thought that was the actual channel, by the way. Seriously, Saprit Singh. I do like that. Saprit Singh. But we're not going to the Europa League, aren't we? See, that's where I get this. Bayern, of course. I already said it. Where are those? I already said it. One thing you can't say is, oh, we have youngsters, we can just use them. Because that's telling me that you want to be playing in the Europa. And that's not something Bayern's looking for. I always got so confused when someone would say something like, oh, we have this player, young player, to try and justify why we shouldn't sign someone. Because, let's say you're in the Champions League semifinals and someone big gets injured like Thomas Muller, or Muller gets suspended. More likely to be suspended because he probably would smack someone in the head with his foot. He's that funny. And then he'll say sorry like he did to Tadic. Let's say that's the situation. Are you actually genuinely going to say, oh, but we have Saprit Singh on the bench? Or do you want to say, oh, Kai Havertz will just come in for him? That's what I want to say. I want to say Kai Havertz will come in for Muller when he gets injured or when he gets suspended. When Serge Gnabry is out of form for 30 days straight, holy crap, Sons with the ball here. Serge Gnabry is out of form. What are you going to say? Oh, we can bring on Oliver Batista Mai, or we can say Ferran Torres, come on in, or Kai Havertz, come on in. That's my point. I think people look too much into these little things like, oh, youngsters, we're Bayern, we should have anyone replace anyone. And that's my problem. We can't make transfers, so we make transfers. Bayern should sign Jabos. I don't even know how to say his name. We won't. He's going to AC Milan. Young players will be used in the crap minute. Bayern, no one will be starting the first option on the bench. Basuga. That's not. I'm not talking about when they start. In fact, they will start at some point. I'm talking about when they're needed. Do we really want to tell a youngster that has no confidence, hey, you're our second choice center attacking midfielder now, without earning it? There's something as earning it. These young players have to earn their start. They have to earn something. And that's the most important thing. I'm not telling Zirkzee, you're a second choice striker already. I'll tell that to Havertz or Gnabry, because it makes Zirkzee go, I'm not in there yet. I'm not their second choice. I won't start if Lewandowski's injured. And it makes him work a little bit harder, and that's the most important thing. We want our youngsters to be working harder. Not just because they want to get into the team, but for their careers. Bayern are trying to build morally sound players. That's the most important thing, man. And I think we can't just be saying to youngsters, you're our second choice now. Abdullah Yusuf, how did you become a... I think people are tired of me answering that. I didn't start following football after the 2018 World. Where's everyone getting that from? If I fell in love, that sounds so crazy. Sounds sus. If I started enjoying Iron Robin versus Spain in 2014, how did I start following football in 2018? That just doesn't make any sense. I don't know where this is coming from. I'd rather be in the Europa League and win it. Okay, good luck with that. You're gonna win the Europa League ahead of Arsenal. Nah, I'm playing. The Arsenal crap. Seriously, I don't know. I don't know what happens. I'm actually very interested to see exactly what goes on behind the scenes with transfers and things of that nature. I think it's going to be interesting just looking at it. I don't know. It's just going to be an interesting viewpoint from Bayern to see what happens. You know, I'm so relaxed today. I don't know. This weekend has just been so relaxing because I don't like shouting. I think I've just been chill, relaxed, and just been chilling, honestly, for the most part. Now just see Bill tracking back on the story. Oh, you know, that's what's going to happen. Pretty soon they're going to say, Kai Havertz. Because I think Havertz is going to stay in Leverkusen for an extra year. See, this is the start of it. They're going to say something new tomorrow. They're going to say, oh, Havertz and Chelsea have broken down in talks when the talks never began. Because a few days ago, they said Kai Havertz was in contact with Chelsea. All of a sudden, they're saying Chelsea need Champions League football to even convince him. But a few days ago, I thought he was joining 100%. Even Fabrizio Romano, who, you know, with information with Christian Falk. Fabrizio Romano, 4 days ago, said Havertz's agent told to Leverkusen he wants to leave the club if an important bid will arrive on next week. So a bid was happening because obviously Kai Havertz and Havertz will consider talks about personnel if Chelsea make an official bid soon. Now, because that was a story with Falk. Falk said the exact same type of things. Now it's cooling down. They're starting to view it. Kai Havertz is probably thinking about his future like, I want to go to Chelsea. And now it's all of a sudden Chelsea need Champions League. And it's just convenient that Chelsea could potentially be out of the Champions League. So now it gives a big cover up for Christian Falk's story. That's what journalists do. They just say one thing that basically removes everything they've said. I'm seeing papering in the cracks. I said it. I was like, right. And then, remember, 3 days ago, he said Agent Rudiger was communicating with Havertz for a couple of weeks to try to convince him. But then, a day before that, he said Kai Havertz would ask his club to sell him this summer. Okay. And then a day before that, oh my God, it just keeps going. A day before that, he said Chelsea had made an offer, but the management of the player knows about the interest of the Blues. And then a few days after that, he said Havertz would make his decision on his transfer after the DFB Pokal final. So Havertz will make the decision on his transfer. Havertz decides to want to leave Leverkusen and ask the club to sell him, which is basically a direct indication that them and Chelsea basically agreed something. So now it's up to Chelsea. So because Havertz has asked his club to sell him, I'm thinking Havertz is definitely leaving then. But then Christian Falk says, well, Rudiger's trying to convince Havertz of Chelsea. Well, but why would Havertz ask his club to sell him if Chelsea haven't offered him the thing? So if he hadn't agreed with Chelsea, why would he ask Leverkusen to sell him? And then he says, and now today it's coming back to Havertz wants to leave Leverkusen already this summer, but because the club is not qualified for the Champions League. But I thought it was just because he wanted to go to Chelsea and he had agreed, to go to Chelsea, verbally or non-verbally. And now, because Chelsea need Champions League to... Oh my God. So this is where I'm coming from, man. I think Falk has just dug himself a hole here and he's trying to dig himself out of it. I think the story, the way they've just been building up the Havertz, because appealing to the Chelsea fans, and now what's gonna happen is Kai Havertz will probably stay at Leverkusen, and he's trying to just slowly backtrack a lot of what he's been saying. Thank you so much for whoever mentioned that to me. Please buy Havertz, Bayern. Please buy Havertz. Oh, why are you folding your arms? I don't know. Let me fold them more. See, that's where I'm coming from with just this story. I think it's so interesting what's happening just behind the scenes and the interesting side of things. Man, this North London derby is already so dead. Seriously, Bild are trying to basically backtrack on every single thing they've been saying for the last few weeks, and that's the most important. All right, long ball there. That's the most important thing for Falk, because all he wanted to do was appeal to the Chelsea fans. He did it with Man United fans. He's been, he says he's CF Bayern, because I think he has Bayern means Chelsea. Is there a CF Dortmund? Does Christian Falk even have that? There is a Bild Dortmund, Bild Bayern, but he specifically talks about Bayern, right? He specifically makes a lot of stories revolving around Bayern. Not just, mostly Bayern. Maybe like 75% Bayern. So it's really confusing to me when, I don't know. He's probably, I don't know what's happening with him. Because even the Sané story, some lady from France or something was the first one to report on it. He wasn't the one to go, oh, Sané's done. Yeah, even last season, I think he even said Sané was pretty much complete. And then a few weeks later, he wasn't, and then he got injured. And then nothing happened. But even the stories, I read them out. Long list of stories he didn't get first. Because if you claim to be Bayern's exclusive source, and you claim to have sources in and around the club, then you'd probably suggest, or that suggests to a lot of people, that you're credible. What I like about Fabrizio Romano is he doesn't go on this tantrum basically whenever, he just tweets as things are happening, as links are made. He tweets like, Chelsea want Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz would like to join Chelsea. He tweets that sort of stuff. Because of course. But also, he won't go around and say, oh, Havertz knows, and then blah, blah, and then he's backtracking. He tweets as the news happens. It doesn't look like there's an agenda when it comes to Fabrizio Romano. And that's what I like, man. I enjoy that so much. And he tweets right when the stuff's going to happen. That's what people want. People want that right when it's going to happen. No one wants to be hearing about a transfer story that could potentially not happen 10 years before it happens. And what's happening here with Arsenal? Oh my God, how did Aubameyang not score that? That's absolutely crazy. I think we're getting towards the end of the stream. I kind of want to watch this this London derby thing. But thank you everyone so much for watching. Tell me, George, why are you against Kai joining Chelsea? Why does it worry you so much? Because I want the player? What is it not supposed to? I want Kai Havertz at Bayern. Am I supposed to go, oh yeah, Chelsea, yeah, good for you. No, I want him at Bayern. So everything that happens, I'm going to twist it to favor Bayern. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia san mia and peace.